Welcome to the final video for the course Millennials and the Millennium. I really do hope you've enjoyed this course and able to gain something out of it. Not just the four systems, but how you can apply those systems and how important belief systems are to your everyday life. Now, in closing, I want to point out all four systems: historic premillennialism, amillennialism, postmillennialism, and dispensational premillennialism. All four systems are within orthodoxy. And we don't ever want to disparage. We want to find ground that we can agree on and move forward. And remember, as I pointed out, all four systems teach very important and valuable lessons. Now let's first consider historic premillennialism. Now this view teaches us the importance of having a purifying hope in Jesus Christ and how divergent modern thinking is compared to this ancient system of theology. If you have interest in this view and want to know more about it, I would suggest reading George Eldon Ladd. The second system we studied was amillennialism. Now this view is a great attribute to symbolism, genre, and literary recapitulation. Now amillennialism looks to the spiritual understanding instead of the literal. On the practical side, it demonstrates the need for spiritual preparation and having a warrior mentality. The dualistic nature of amillennialism helps believers understand that the enemy is real and growing up right alongside the glorious church. You're reminded that you need to go and pick up your sword and be ready. We should not underestimate this interpretive effect. Moving to postmillennialism, we find a varied system that has changed over time. The beauty of postmillennialism is that it paints such a beautiful and positive picture of the future. The kingdom advances and succeeds, Christianizing the world. The obvious effect of this view is the engagement of believers in the culture to change institutions and entire cultures. When you believe that you're part of a great advancing kingdom and your responsibility is to go and change the culture, you will engage people on every level believing you're part of the greatest change movement ever in history. There are many challenges in this system, but the effect of this view is extraordinary. And lastly, our fourth view is dispensational premillennialism, a very complex system of theology. I have spent the longest time on this view because of the many details and moving parts. I have tried to give you enough information so that you can understand the basics of this particular view. Dispensational premillennialism has had its effect as well, just like the other views. The effects seem to be an attitude that is created, possibly even imperceptibly so. It is an attitude of escapism, and sometimes this can hinder engagement in the culture, evangelism, and even possibly create a pessimistic view of life. While this certainly is not true of everyone who holds this view, the underlying philosophy supports what I have said: escapism. And while it is obvious that some of the details of dispensationalism are quite a challenge, there are other parts that are quite good and positive, such as the seven dispensations, focus on Israel and covenants, and the victorious Christ. Yet we still ask the question, where does the philosophy lead? Where does this belief system lead? And why is it so popular and prevalent today? If you're a patient visiting a psychiatrist, the doctor may ask you about your childhood. The idea being that there's something back in your childhood that is still affecting you today. And I think the same is true for ideas. When we go back to the root, to where they originated from, we often make startling discoveries. We come to understand really where these ideas came from, where they are currently, and where they're going. All of that is very, very critical and very important. Challenge the status quo. Challenge belief system. Challenge modern ideas. See where they've come from, see where they are, and see where they're going. This is critically important. Remember when we started this course, there were two questions I asked. What is the millennium, and why does it matter? Well, we have definitely discovered what the millennial reign of Jesus Christ is at this point. But the question remains, why does it matter? You tell me. You tell me. For you and your belief system, Why does it matter? What do you believe, and why does it matter? The ball's in your court. It is now up to you.